Another election year drawing closer, Nigeria's largest opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, is making efforts to put its house in order.
Now, the party will tomorrow hold its national convention in Abuja, where card-carrying members of the party will elect a new national chairman to pilot the affairs of the PDP. This is coming after years of an internal leadership tussle that almost brought the party to its knees. In 24 hours, the PDP will get a new national chairman who is expected to steer the party to victory in 2019.
And the question is,
who will this man be?
Who will this man be? Of the 8 or so contenders, who is looking likely to emerge? Well, TVC News senior political correspondent Ayodele Ozumbaku is on ground right there in Abuja. And of course, he'll be giving us all the latest as far as these plans go. Good morning. Good to see you, Ayodele.
Good morning, Ngozi. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Ayo.
Yes. Okay, so what can you tell us as we can imagine that Eagle Square, where that convention is going to hold, should be a beehive of activity right now. But what can you tell us about this convention that the whole of Nigeria most likely is looking forward to?
It's ultimately going to be the game of the delegates. Over 2,000 delegates will decide the fate of these aspirants. These people wanting to be the chairmanship candidate of the People's Democratic Party. And as a lot of analysts have said, it's like a litmus test for the People's Democratic Party, saying if they get this right, it's going to give them a very, very strong foot ahead of the 2019 presidential election. They have issues. The issues we're looking at here are the issues, the aspirant from the Southwest, they are talking about microzoning this particular exercise. But the governors and the support of having the support of supporting Uche Secondus, they are saying it doesn't matter if it's South-South or Southwest, everybody just file out, and whoever gets the highest votes will be the next chairman. But earlier I spoke with Chief Olabode George, and he still spoke about this micro-zoning and saying that, look, since 1998 that the People's Democratic Party was established, that they've had 13 chairmen, starting from Chief Solomon La in 1998. From the formation, if you remember, it was G34. Those people that actually wrote a quit notice, gave a quit notice to the former military head of state, General Stanley Abacha. It's that particular set of group that came together in 1998 to form the People's Democratic Party. But the judge is saying that since the formation of PDP, and it has been PDP from 1998 till this time, they've had 13 chairmen. None of these chairmen have, the Southwest have not produced any of this chairmen. And starting from Chief Solomon La till the caretaker chairman of the People's Democratic Party, that's Ahmed McCarthy, that's saying it's high time the Southwest zone is given a chance, and that they should just allow it to be an exclusive right of the Southwest. I think we've gone beyond that now. The way it is, the feelers we're getting, we have Uche Secondus is coming from the South-South, and I Chief Raymond Alego Dokwesi is also representing the South-South zone. Everybody is going to come out tomorrow. We've the stories of people stepping down. We've been reaching out to those people, and they are saying that no, they've not stepped down. So if you have your count, you have Jimmy Agbaje still in the race from the Southwest. You have Chief Olabode George from the Southwest. You have the former governor of Oyo State, that's Chief Rashid Adewolu Ladoja, is also from the Southwest. You have Professor Tunde Adeniro from the Southwest, and you have Taurid Adedoja also from the Southwest, and you have the former governor of Ogun State, that is Otumba Benga Daniel. You know, these are 8 people jostling to become the chairman of the People's Democratic Party.
All right, now we see that the move to support Secondus is getting thicker, and Secondus seem to be a very front runner at this point. Raymond Dokpesi, on the other hand, is saying, I'm not stepping down. Now, if we narrow it down to the southwest, we hear some feelers that they could likely still be moves to present a consensus candidate. Is it likely that going into this convention tomorrow, all of the contenders from the southwest could actually speak in one voice?
That would be a miracle. That would be a miracle, Mike. Because if that kind of arrangement, if it had happened before now, so all the support base, all the delegates of the Southwest, they will know that, oh, this is this person we are fielding, and the delegates are going to just go all out to vote for an individual. But the way the Southwest zone is going into that convention, they are going with a divided house. The votes are going to be splitted, and this is, according from what you say, from what you said now, this from calculation might give Uche Secondus the edge. But a candidate to also watch out for is Tunde Adeniro. Those founding fathers, the former president, the former President Goodluck Jonathan, and General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, they all seem to be interested in this Professor Tunde Adeniro. And if you remember, he worked as Minister of Education under former President Olusegun Obasanjo. So a lot of former ministers, Professor Jerry Garner and Senator Ibrahim Mantu, they are all lining up between Tunde Adeniro. It would have been a very good outing for Tunde Adeniro tomorrow, as if you want to project. But if his brothers, his compatriots from the Southwest, if they can step down, which that has not happened, it's less than 24 hours to that convention, and if they've not stepped down now, you still have the Benga Daniel, you still have people from that zone still going all out. And in Abuja now, those delegates, they've arrived in Abuja, most of them, the aspirants are moving from one hotel room to the other, trying to do last minute negotiation and trying to see if they can get more support. So if there's any zone that will be the major factor decider who becomes the next chairman, we expect that it's going to be the people from the north. So they would have identified who they want to vote for, and those are the people that will really, really make the difference tomorrow. But talking about the Southwest, they are going to that convention with a divided house.
Okay, now Dayo Adeyeye, the spokesman of the PDP, cried out in the last 24 hours or so that there are attempts by some APC stalwarts to actually scuttle the convention that's coming up tomorrow. Are there still concerns about that? And what response are we hearing from the ruling party as far as that's concerned?
I don't actually have information about how Dayo Adeyeye did not substantiate those he was indicting as trying to scuttle the activities. You know, there's this big battle between APC and PDP. There's always this allegation and counter allegation ahead of that anything they want to do. And I see Dayo Adeye's complaint as just one of the rivalry between the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressive Congress. If anything goes wrong with within the People's Democratic Party, if they want to blame it, readily blame it on the All Progressive Congress. We know the way they do this thing, and the All Progressive Government, Congress, anytime they want to talk about, you know, their inability to govern well, they normally refer to the People's Democratic Party. So I'm not really, I'm not sure how Dayo Adeyeye can substantiate this claim that there are some people in government, they are trying to scuttle the convention, and a lot of people, they've advised that it's better the People's Democratic Party just concentrate on how to make sure that they don't have division, breaking ranks within the People's Democratic Party after being the aftermath of the convention tomorrow. So if the People's Democratic Party is going to go to the 2019 poll, especially the one coming in Ekiti now, there's a governorship election that was scheduled for next year. There's also Osun State election. If they want to go with a formidable team for that election, however they want to perform in those subsequent elections will be determined by the outcome of the convention. Who becomes the chairman? The National Working Committee will be formed. Other positions, we have other positions too, and they are not as contested, keenly contested, like this position of the chairman.
Of course.
All right. Now, at this point, we hear some reports that Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president who just defected to the PDP, although will be at the convention and will be allowed to speak, but will not be allowed to vote. Can you give us a circumstance or some of the reasons why he may not be voting at the convention?
I'm not too sure if Atiku Abubakar will have that right to vote, because there are statutory delegates. These are delegates from each of the states, the chairman, the executive of the People's Democratic Party, and across the local government. The last time I checked, I don't know, maybe being a former vice president, that will make him a statutory delegate, but I doubt it, because it's just crossing over from the All Progressive Congress. So they said he's going to definitely come, and he might be allowed to make a few comments in the course of the convention, but he is not going to vote. If those that are going to do the voting are the chairman, elected chairman from each of the states, the executive from those states, and local government representatives, those are the statutory delegates drawn from 36 states of the People's Democratic Party. But maybe he's going to vote or not, that he will be having just one vote. But definitely we know that before he declared for the People's Democratic Party, a group loyal to the former vice president has taken over the control of the People's Democratic Party in Adamawa State, and that is a major booster to Atiku Abubakar, his presidential ambition. But one thing is certain there, the People's Democratic Party, the chairman of the convention committee, Patrick Okowa, he has warned people that will not be a ground. The convention ground tomorrow will not be a ground for people to come and, fly their posters and banners of presidential ambition. That it's, that is not an avenue to campaign for anybody of whatsoever in 2019. That people should adhere strictly that if they spot anybody's banner from their supporters, that person might be disqualified.
Okay, Ayo, I was going to actually throw in the question of this unity list. If you know anything about it, very briefly, can you shed light on it? What is it about?
But I think it's all about the list of the delegates, and the People's Democratic Party now, they have not perfected the list they are going to use for tomorrow's convention. So they have so many conflicting lists coming from these states, state delegates. There are some People's Democratic Party chapter from the states that they have court cases. They had to conduct congresses, and those congresses were not conclusive. So they are trying to iron it out from those affected states to make sure that they get a list that will be presentable to all parties within the states.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, Ayo Zubaku. We will certainly follow up with developments towards the convention. Thank you, Ayo.